Monitor calibration is a bit like checking the oil on your car before you go on a long journey. You know you're supposed to do it, but you probably don't get around to it. But it is important to calibrate the monitor, primarily because if you're doing lots of processing, you want to make sure that the colours you're seeing on the monitor and the detail you get on the monitor match kind of the end product, whether that's a print or an image you send to someone. You want to make sure kind of you get what you see. What you see is what you get. Now I've you can probably tell by the size of this box, this is quite old. So I've been using a Spyder 2 for years. This is maybe 10 years old. And the reason I'm always put off calibrating the monitor, I think kind of best intentions, I'll do it, but it takes forever. It takes 20-25 minutes. So I don't bother. So out with the old and in with the new. So the datacolour SpyderX Pro, you know, the box is much smaller, but I'm promised by datacolour that this is much quicker as well. So I'm going to run through the process. Should just say I'm not sponsored by datacolour, they're not paying for this video, but they did send me this to test. So I'm going to just calibrate this monitor and see how it goes, and I'm going to time it. So just show you what's in the box. The box is open. There's the support card and the warranty detail. And then just the gizmo itself, so nothing else in the box, just the gizmo, and it looks a little bit like kind of a mouse with your USB cable, but this sits on your monitor when you're doing the calibration. So just undo that cable, and I'll get going. So I'm just going to start the software up, and then I'll time it. So I've got the software launched, and it's asking me a few questions. Is the monitor warm? So you should leave your monitor to warm up for about half an hour, just so that it's giving the kind of the true kind of reflection of what you'd normally get when you're working on it. What are the conditions like in the room in terms of lighting? Do I know my display controls? And kind of plug the Spyder in. So just make sure that USB is the right way up. That's plugged in, and I'm going to click next. So it's asking me to just check the backlight, which is fine. Do I want to do a full calibration? Yes, I do. Oh, so now the way this works is you split it open. So this it covers the lens, but it also acts as a counterweight. So you put the Spyder on your screen, just sitting flat on your screen. Just lengthen that a little bit, and the other bit acts as a counterweight at the back. So sat flat on my screen. I guess this is where the process starts. So stopwatch is on 0. Going to click go, and let's see what happens. So it's measuring. It's started the process, and the progress bar is moving quite quickly. Hopefully that's a good sign at how quickly kind of this runs through the process. It's obviously, I guess, from the changing colours, is looking at like the tone and the temperature of the colours. Obviously it's just run through red and green, so it's just doing its thing, and the lens is obviously reading off the screen as we go along. So we're about halfway there, and that's 38 seconds. So I hope it's not one of those like when you're loading in the old days when you're loading computer game and you get to the kind of last kind of 5% and it just sits there for ages. I'm hoping it runs kind of right through that process. So it's not the most exciting thing to watch, but hopefully you kind of get the idea of how quickly it is kind of running through its process. So at this rate, it's going to take about 2 minutes. So we're 1 minute 15 seconds. So just talk amongst yourselves while we wait for this to finish off. So almost there. It's finished. All done. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. So probably that ran over a few seconds because I wasn't expecting it to finish so quickly. That's 1.5 minutes. 1 minute 31 seconds. So all done, which is incredible compared to the kind of previous system. That is lightning quick. So remove that. I'll just put the cover back on so I don't damage the lens. So it's suggesting I save the profile. It's suggesting a name for the profile, so I'll just save that. Oh, it was also asking me, did I want a reminder set to calibrate, and I've set a monthly reminder. So done. Okay, so now what it does is it shows me a calibrated view, and I can switch back and forwards between a calibrated and an uncalibrated view. So that's calibrated and that's uncalibrated. So the interesting, let's have a look, see. So the interesting areas where you probably, apologies, you won't be able to see it on the film. But where I'm seeing a big difference is in the saturation. These images up here, it's an image in the top left-hand corner, which has got some chilies and I think tomatoes and things like that in, and then a few other colours. And when I switch back and forwards, there's much more pop to those images. The images below, there seems to be there's more warmth. It's more subtle in these landscape images at the bottom, which is probably a good thing, because you don't want your landscape images to look kind of psychedelic. So hopefully it's a kind of subtle action on those. And then up in these, kind of the skin tones are warmer. Actually, look at my uncalibrated. I'd not noticed this because I don't do portrait photography, so I don't see kind of people on my screen very often. But that's the uncalibrated view, and that's calibrated. Uncalibrated, when you switch back, her skin looks a little bit green. It's much warmer and kind of more natural looking. The black and white, very, very subtle, I think. Very subtle in the shadows, but I'd need to kind of see it as a kind of a big image. I'm trying to look at those thumbnails, but can clearly see there's a kind of a big difference in the colours and kind of the pop that's coming through there. So let's see what happens when I press next. So the profile overview. So my display is gamut, so I can do a compare and contrast, which I'm not going to do. So and that's it. What did it take again? Kind of 1.5 minutes, which is incredibly quick. And no reason why you wouldn't do that every month, because you know it's done that quickly. You can set it going, I guess, and go and make a cup of tea. In fact, that'd be finished before your tea's brewed. But it is important to calibrate your monitor, as I said at the beginning. It's about having your screen reflecting as closely as possible the end product, whether it's going in a magazine or you're printing out for a customer or client or even yourself. The closer you can get the screen and your end product together, the better. And having an automated system like the SpyderX to do that for you and to do the calibration is fantastic. So well done to datacolour. Thanks for sending me this to try, and appreciate it. I'm going to use that a lot now. If you've liked the content, do give me a thumbs up. It really helps. It helps with the YouTube, whatever they do with their kind of algorithms to get more views and likes. So please give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell so that you get notifications of when I add more content. And let's hear how you calibrate your monitor. So post in the comments below. Do you calibrate? Are you going to from now on? You really should. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.